Night train to Mundo Fina, night train to the end, running hard and running fast to meet my future and away from my past, taking the gamble that cannot last. Night train to the end. Hell's ride to Mundo Fina, hell's ride to the end. Sold my soul to the devil's pen, he draws me hard with a merciless hand, and all I bought is a handful of sand. Night train to the end.
Welcome to Frater SH Night Show. I am your host Sir Peter Pendragon, and this is the show about all things weird and strange. It has been many years since I hosted this show. This show was originally started by Frater SH to prepare him for his first interview on Joshua P. Warren's. Speaking of strange, Frater was dealing with multiple projects and needed someone to host the show while he produced it, so I came onto the project. The show was originally on Sederingrad Productions' Lulu Store page. Then it made its way to Justin TV and YouTube. Frater reformatted the show as Pendragon's Night Works, which had paranormal and science. Frater grew tired of the censorship on YouTube and cancelled the show. Years later he brought it all back when he found a home on VidMe. And it is good to be back. First a word about Sederingrad Productions, and then we will have paranormal news.
Welcome to Sederingrad Productions. We specialize in spiritual books, comic books and old public domain books that have long been forgotten. We also have done artwork for war, history books and fiction-based works. We recommend our Ethiopic Holy Bible Volume 1 that is quite popular and attempts to bring the Book of Enoch back into the Bible's list of books. The Ethiopic Holy Bible Volume 1 also has a few selections from Josephus, a Jewish historian. And also the book has Jubilees and the Apocrypha, which is also available in Catholic Bibles. Frater SH is an esoteric researcher who is out to reveal ancient knowledge, both known and forbidden. Frater SH has appeared on Joshua P. Warren's Speaking of Strange, Kevin Smith's show, UFO Show, and Ghost Chronicles International with Ron Clerk and Richard Felix, the historian from Most Haunted on the Travel Channel. You can find Frater's Conspiracy Spirituality store at http://www.lulu.com/spotlight/frater.
Welcome back, and now paranormal news. Virginia witness describes silent triangle. By Roger Marsh. A Virginia witness at Chesapeake reported a triangle-shaped object flying at 500 feet that appeared to cloak itself and disappear, according to testimony in case 81613. The witness was outside stargazing at 8:05 p.m. on January 18, 2017, when the incident began. It was flying low, maybe around 500 feet or so, almost directly over my house. The witness stated it was triangular in shape and had 3 lights near each angle. It was traveling at approximately 100 to 200 miles per hour, and I was only observing it for approximately 5 seconds before it faded away in what appeared to be it cloaking itself. The witness described the object. When it was visible, it seemed like it was already semi-cloaked. And the 3 lights were not bright, but still visible enough to where I could make out its triangular shape and exact placement of its lights. This object made 0 noise. I was a military police officer and have seen some questionable things in the sky, but never anything like this. Absolutely amazing experience. I live in a heavily populated area with a heavy military presence. There are always aircraft in the sky. After I observed this object, I continued to look at the sky and observed aircraft flying in ways they normally don't, as if they were searching for something. Virginia MUFON field investigator Norman Gagnon investigated this case and closed it as an unknown. The witness's background includes being an Army National Guard comm specialist and was a Marine Corps military police officer. He's a straightforward sort of a guy with a keen eye for details, I believe. He gave great details of what he saw that evening, even though their object was exposed only briefly prior to its disappearance. British witness reports low flying triangle. By Roger Marsh. A British witness at Stourport reported watching a low flying, triangle-shaped object. According to testimony in case 81527. The witness and family members were returning home at 5:30 p.m. on January 14, 2017, when they spotted something hovering in the sky. At first I didn't make anything of it, but then we got closer to it as we were driving, and it seemed to have two bright, white lights close together beaming with red and orange flashing lights on the right side with blue and orange flashing lights on the other. The group took a good look at the object. 3 of us managed to look at the object and we could see it was a triangular shape. It seemed to have a rib defect underneath. I saw it for approximately 2 to 3 minutes and then we turned down a different road only to see again, but then it disappeared. I asked my family member to draw a quick sketch. This person is a non-believer, knows nothing about UFOs and came up with the drawing I have attached. If anybody else witnessed this in the Stourport, Kidderminster area, please post about it. MUFON Great Britain National Director Jack Turnbull investigated and closed this case as an unknown. Australian airport maintenance worker reports 2 UFOs. By Roger Marsh. An Australian witness at Melbourne Airport reported watching 2 flying sticks pass overhead while a New Zealand jetliner was landing, according to testimony in case 81945 from the Mutual UFO Network, MUFON, Witness Reporting Database. The incident occurred at 10:37 a.m. on January 10, 2017. I would like to report a safety aviation incident, the witness stated. I was working on the roof of Flight Data Center at 31 McGregor's Drive, Keilor East. At 10:37 a.m. New Zealand jetliner, Airbus 330 or similar, passed over me at normal descending height 150 meters, making normal jet noise. As jet passed over and peak of the noise decreased, I turned my head back to the air conditioner I had been working on. Suddenly jet noise started to increase. The witness spent 2 years working on tower control of the fighter jet department in the Air Force and has been in the training fields many times. My knowledge about civil and military aviation is much higher than ordinary person. The witness became suspicious right away. Picture witness illustration. Credit, MUFON. By all means, no aircraft is allowed in a landing pathway or close vicinity of a landing civil aircraft. It was clear sky, no clouds, sun wasn't in sight, but what I saw, it was hard to believe. In the opposite direction, to just past the New Zealand aircraft, on a slightly higher altitude than the aircraft, away from me 200 to 250 meters, were flying 2 long strands of a kind of plasma, one above another, 20-30 meters long. 0.30.5 in diameter. They were dark gray in color and the speed was similar to the just past aircraft, but moving the opposite direction. The witness described the objects. The objects were not steel straight, or cylindrical in shape, and had round edges. Noise was like from the jet flying over, but not full throttle. I looked around. Sky was clear. No other planes around. I made good visual contact for 15-20 seconds. As they passed over, noise gradually disappeared. The witness attempted to see where the objects had gone. I went up to the higher roof level, but could not see where it flew after. I am declaring that I am a normal person in absolutely normal mental state. And above mentioned had happened. Also, I do understand that this might be a kind of new technology that might be highly classified, but which I very much doubt, as it was too close to civil commercial aircraft and was dangerous. The pilots on this New Zealand flight also might have seen it, as they had been on a similar attitude, on a head-on course. Also, it might have been recorded on close approach radar if there is a practice to keep records for some time. It was such a practice in Air Force. If any inquiries arise, you welcome to contact me. I was so shocked that I did not even think to use my mobile. MUFON Australian Director Roger Stankovic investigated this case and closed it as an unknown. Stankovic reached out to the Noise Complaints and Information Service Manager Ruth Jost at Air Services Australia. "Thank you for advising us of the unidentified flying object sighting," Jost stated in her reply. There were a number of aircraft in the area at that time, including a light aircraft conducting an aerial survey in a tight grid formation, and as it would have been visible from the location you describe, this is the most likely explanation. Air traffic control have no record of any unidentified traffic. Stankovic did not agree with the conclusion. I am not convinced of the explanation given by the NSIS, as light aircraft in tight grid formation would not explain what the witness had seen. I am convinced that the witness is not fabricating this account and that he is a credible witness. Case disposition, unknown. This case was reported to MUFON on February 6, 2017. Please remember that most UFO sightings can be explained as man-made or Mother Nature. The above quotes were edited for clarity. UFO appears to render Pennsylvania witness and dog motionless. Picture witness image. Credit, MUFON. By Roger Marsh. A Pennsylvania witness at Cheltenham, Montgomery County, Pennsylvania, reported encountering a hovering orb that appeared to render both the witness and a dog motionless, according to testimony in case 81435 from the Mutual UFO Network, MUFON, Witness Reporting Database. The witness was outside walking a large, super high-energy Chesapeake Bay Retriever. About 6:30 p.m. on January 9, 2017, when the incident occurred. A few minutes into our walk, she just suddenly sat down and would not move. The witness stated, "This is completely unlike her," and it was then that I realized she was looking up into the sky at something, and as soon as I looked up, I was suddenly mesmerized by this glowing, stationary orb-like object that she was looking at as well. The witness had never seen anything like this object before. I have worked in aviation and with many airlines, and I know this object was not like anything that I have ever seen or experienced in my career or life up until tonight. I know this was a UFO. I can't explain it, but judging by the physical and emotionally overwhelming reaction that I felt during the sighting, I just knew. After several minutes, my dog nudged me to go back inside, but I just couldn't. The witness then recalled having a phone. I took some videos and pictures, and as soon as I began recording, I suddenly saw two other lights in the sky, both of which I believed may have been commercial airliners, in addition to the initial object. However, the original orb I saw continued to hover in the same position, while the other two were following what looked like normal flight paths. Then suddenly one of the commercial planes made a strange maneuver that seemed very abrupt and maybe intentional, due to how awkward the angle was that the aircraft turned toward the object in question and seemed to have intentionally crossed into the area where the orb was that I had seen initially. It was at that moment that their orb started to slowly move backwards as if it were a car that was in reverse, and disappeared into the clouds. The witness provided 2 photos and 2 short video clips. These were investigated by this and by MUFON photo expert Dave Segal. Pennsylvania MUFON field investigator Nicholas Platko Jr. investigated this case and closed it as an unknown question mark. Throughout this investigation the witness appeared to this as credible, Platko wrote in his report. Her story remained consistent and did not waver. This FI found 52 similar, bright, white spherical, unknown UAV objects in the Pennsylvania CMS database. This FI investigated both photo and video evidence provided by the witness. The investigation of the photo and video evidence provided a wealth of information. The witness originally stated in the report that the event took place around 6:30 p.m. However, she later stated that she took her dog outside for a walk around 5:45 p.m. and returned home around 6:30 p.m. The still photo did show that there was still twilight in the western northwestern part of the sky. Using the Starry Night program, this FI was able to recreate the sky seen by the witness at 5:45 p.m. Starry Night showed the same twilight in the western sky at 5:45 p.m. The photo also showed scattered alto cumulus clouds at approximately 15,000 feet. One video was of particular interest to this FI. The video showed 3 objects. One object was the star Vega in the northwest part of the sky. The short video showed Vega disappearing behind moving clouds. The video also showed a plane taking off under their scattered cloud base. Jet engine noise could be heard in the video. Typical aircraft lights and strobe were seen in the video. A third object was visible in the video. This unknown object of interest appeared to be pulsing, blinking about once each second. A pulsing light appeared to be caused by a light associated with the object. The light did not appear to be that of a typical aircraft strobe. The object moved slowly under the cloud base for several minutes before suddenly moving upward into and above the clouds, not to be seen again by the witness. The witness stated that she had worked in the aviation field with several airlines and is very familiar with aircraft. The witness stated that the object she saw was unlike anything she had ever seen or experienced in her life, because of the fact that the witness appeared to be credible to this FI and because of her experience and knowledge of aircraft. This FI is closing this case as an unknown UAV. This FI is still awaiting radar data from the FAA. The results of the FAA radar inquiry will be eventually added to this report. Cheltenham, Montgomery County, Pennsylvania, has a population of 36,793. Witness reports missing time after military helicopter and UFO. Picture the witness experienced missing time during the UFO experience. By Roger Marsh. A Pennsylvania witness at Homer City reported being woken by the sound of a military helicopter, and then saw a triangle-shaped object that seemed to cause a loss of time. According to Testimony in Case 81494 from the Mutual UFO Network, MUFON, Witness Reporting Database. The witness was sleeping at 9 p.m. on January 8, 2017, when he was awoken to a low humming sound that seemed to be coming from every direction. I then saw what appeared to be a low-flying Apache or Black Hawk helicopter, the witness stated. It slowly flew by and afterward the humming got intense. The witness then saw an object in the sky that pulsated with red, white and orange lights. They were also softly pulsating. I looked at my clock when I woke up and it said that 25 or so minutes have passed, but it felt like it was no more than 2 or 3. I really hope that doesn't mean what I think it does. I tried to dismiss it as me being tired, but I fear that I have had time loss. After what seemed like a minute, the saucer shot away and then changed directions very abruptly. Afterward, another or the same black helicopter came through the direction the UFO was going to fly until it changed direction. I just want answers to what this was. I want rationality. Pennsylvania MUFON field investigator Jason Gase investigated this case and closed it as an unknown object estimated to between 90 to 100 feet long, according to witness, Gase stated in his report. During the interview, the witness alluded to a possible abduction situation. Witness said he had missing time, approximately 25 minutes, and said he had marks on his arm. They were beginning to fade and he sent me a picture of the marks. He then went on to explain that a few weeks ago he felt a presence in his bedroom, and at one point felt as if something was pulling at his legs, although he could not see anything. That was our show and thank you all at VidMe. Thanks to Frater SH and Sir Peter Pendragon.